Namaskar, good evening. Embassy of India, Addis Ababa welcomes you in this evening yoga session. Evening yoga session is basically for cooling the body and mind, because whole of the day we are busy, we are overworked, we are fatigued, we are tired. So cooling exercise or asanas, they are required. So today we will do the cooling exercise, and in addition to this we will practice some asanas for curing the diabetes. Diabetes is basically malfunctioning of the pancreas, which secretes insulin hormone. So by adopting certain asanas like Mandukasana, frog posture, Vakrasana, seated spinal twist posture, and Ardha Matsyendrasana, half load of fish posture. So in all these three postures, the internal organs, the abdominal twist and pressing is there, so it helps in proper functioning of the pancreas. So to start with, kindly sit properly in a cross-legged condition or half lotus posture or full lotus posture, whatever is convenient to you. Spine, head and neck erect, eyes gently closed, hands in Gyan Mudra. Inhale deeply and start humming 3 times. Gently open your eyes. Let us begin our session with the standing postures. Please stand up. First we will practice Tadasana, palm tree posture. Stand straight, heels together, toes slightly apart, and raise your hands. Place your hands in the interlocked fingers on the head and slowly raise your arms up, reversing the palms up, palms facing toward the roof, and slowly raise your heels up. Those having vertigo, they should not raise their heels, and heels should remain connected so that you can maintain the balance. This asana helps in alertness of the body and mind. It helps in proper digestion, proper excretion. Breathe normally, stay slow, stay in this posture as long as you can with normal breathing. Sthir Sukham Asanam. As Sage Patanjali says, stability and happiness. You should feel both happiness as well as stability in that is asana. Sthir Sukham Asanam. Slowly come back. Relax. Legs apart, hands apart, eyes closed. Breathe normally. Feel the backflow of the blood in the arms. Now we will practice Tiryak Tadasana. Again, place your legs slightly apart, about 6 inches apart. Foot, and now place the interlock the finger, place the hands on the head, and raise the arms up. Now we will bend toward the right side and left side. First, you should pull your arms up, and in that pulled condition, bend toward the right side. Right side internal organs, they are squeezed, whereas left side internal organs are flexed, are expanded, stretched. Slowly come back. Now inhale and raise your arms up, and in the arms pulled condition, bend toward the left side. Feel stretch in your right side and contraction in the left side. Breathe normally. Stay there. Slowly come back. Hands down. Now sitting postures. Sit down in Vajrasana. Sit in your position your hips in between the space between the heels. Okay, and knees together, spine erect. I have already advised, in case you are having some difficulty in performing this posture, Vajrasana, you can use the sofa cushions below the ankle and below the hips, so that your knees and ankles, they are comfortable. Now we are going to do 3 postures especially meant for curing and controlling the diabetes. So the first is Mandukasana, that is frog posture. I will show you from this way. Okay, I hope I am visible. Now make the fist and place the fist at your navel point, navel region. Okay, and inhale, exhaling, bend forward, round your spine. In case of backache, don't round your spine, keep your spine straight like this. This is Mandukasana. In this, the pancreas gets lot of massaging. Breathe normally, stay there. Slowly come back. Now I will show you the posture for those having backache. They have to keep their spine straight. Again, place the fist on your navel point and keeping the spine straight, bend forward like this. Those who are backache or cervical spondylitis, they should not round their spine or bend forward. Slowly come back. Now Vakrasana, seated spinal twist posture. Okay, come in the Dandasana, legs straight. This is Dandasana. Hands besides the buttocks. This is Dandasana, staff pose. And bend your left leg, left knee, and place your foot near the right knee, and place your left hand besides the buttock and keeping the body straight, raise your right arm up and place the right palm near the left foot like this and twist toward the left side like this. In case you are not able to touch the floor, you can raise the hands like this and breathe normally. Keep your eyes closed. This is seated spinal twist posture. Our abdomen is getting squeezed, twisted, massaged. Slowly come back. This should not be done in case of menstruation and pregnancy. And those who have been operated upon for any abdominal surgery, they should also wait for 1 year. After that, they should start the yoga practice, asanas and pranayam, under the guidance of yoga expert. Now bend your right leg and place the foot near the left knee and raise your left hand and rounding the knee, place it near the foot. If you are not able to place, then you can raise the hands like this and look toward the right side. Breathe normally. Slowly come back. Kindly do take a note that you should not make any jerks in performing the posture and perform and go up to the comfortable limit, comfortable level. You should not torture your body so as to be over ambitious. Okay. Now next posture is Ardha Matsyendrasana, that is half Lord of fish posture. Okay. Bend your left leg and place it near the right buttock and right leg near the left knee like this. This should be in the one level. And raise your left hand and rounding the knee, hold the right foot and place your right hand near the waist and look toward the right side. Breathe normally. Slowly come back again. This, if you are not to hold, you can't hold the foot, then you can do like this and again the same like this. This is easy way to start with. Again other side. Bend your left leg like this and place your left foot near the right knee. Okay. And raise your right arm and hold your left foot like this and place your left hand near the waist and look toward the left side. Breathe normally. If you are not able to do this is a final posture, you can place hand here and bend your hand here like this. This is easy. After practicing this, you can hold the foot and place the hand like this. Slowly, slowly come back. Relax in Vishramasana. Spread your legs, spread your hands. Relax your neck, head free, eyes gently closed. Breathe normally. So these three asanas are basically meant for controlling the diabetes, because once the internal organs and the systems connected to that are taken care of, then we are able to do we are able to achieve the results. Of course, some diet plan is to be followed. So now we will do prone posture, lying on the chest. Lie down on your chest like this. Lie down in Makarasana. This is Makarasana, legs apart, hands apart. Breathe normally. Now we are going to do Dhanurasana, bow posture, lifting the body and making it like a bow. Okay. Now bend your legs and hold your ankles like this, and lift your knees and lift your chest up. Breathe normally. This is giving a good impact on the whole spine, cervical, dorsal and lumbar region. Slowly, slowly come down, relax. A word of caution, those having hernia, they should not do this posture. Relax in crocodile posture. Now come back on your chest, on your back for supine posture. Today we will practice Hast Padottanasana. It is very good for controlling the excess fat near the belly. So it is in the three stages. In the first stage, keep the legs straight and hands sideways, and then you raise the hands toward the head and lift the heels 2 inches above the surface. Those having backache, they should not lift the heels. Okay. Now lift your left leg and right hand up and pull the toes inward so that knee is straight, leg is straight. This is first stage of Hast Padottanasana. In this, the upward columns, that is getting, it is called upward column is getting impact, and slowly, slowly down. Don't keep your heels down on the surface. Now raise your right leg and left hand up, and slowly, slowly lift, pull your toes inward, pull your leg and hands upward, other heel remains lifted. This is giving a beautiful impact on your downward column. Slowly, slowly down. Don't put the heels on the ground. Now lift both the legs and both hands up and pull the toes inward. This is the third stage of Hastpadottanasana. In this sigmoid and transverse colon, they are getting impact. Performing in this posture will ignite the fire inside us. You can feel something is melting in your tummy. Excess fat gets melted easily. But it has to be done with holding the posture. Slowly, slowly. Down. Hands down. Relax in Shavasana. Corpse posture, legs apart, hands apart. Relax your complete body. Now we will practice quick relaxation. Okay. Now squeeze and stretch your toes. Stretch and tighten your heels, tighten your calf muscles, tighten your knees, tighten your thighs, tighten your hands, make the face, tighten your forearm, upper arm, tighten your shoulders, tighten your abdomen, tighten your chest, tighten your head, tighten your facial muscles, squeeze your eyes, tighten the whole body, tighten, 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 and release. Now feel complete relaxation. Relax each part of the body, starting from the toes to the top of the head. Relax your toes, relax your sole, heel, ankles. Relax your calf muscles, relax your knees, relax your thighs, relax your abdomen, relax your chest, relax your arms, relax your spine, relax your neck, relax your head, relax various sensory organs on the face, eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Relax your complete body as a whole. Now alert yourself and turn towards one side and get up. Today we will practice one more exercise. It is called Singhasana, lion posture. Okay. This is very good for vocal strength, vocal health, and also for curing the thyroid. Okay. Sit in, come in Padmasana. Okay, like this. And it is just roaring like a lion or lioness. And turn your hands inward like this, and take your hips down. Now extend your tongue outside and roar rhythmically. Okay, like this. Extend your tongue out and roar. Ah. Come back. You have to roar for 3 times at least. Huh? And now massage your neck muscles like this and swallow the saliva. Don't roar extensively, roar rhythmically, and look at the in between the your vision should be, sight should be on the in between the ears, in between the eyes, that is in between the eyebrows. Okay. Now sit in perfect posture. This is called Siddhasana. Okay. And now we will practice deep breathing. Inhale deeply. Place the hands on the in the Gyan Mudra. Place. You can check your deep breathing steps. Like you place one hand on the chest, another hand on the belly. And when you inhale, do the deep breathing, belly breathing. Then your belly should come out. Inhale and belly should go inside. This is called belly breathing or abdominal breathing. Now chest breathing. Inhale and raise, expand your chest forward and contract your chest inside. This is chest breathing. Now clavicular breathing, you can feel, put one hand on the shoulder and while inhaling, raise your shoulders up and shoulders down, exhaling. So this is 3 levels of breathing: belly breathing, chest breathing and clavicular breathing. Combining all these 3 together, it's called full yogic breathing. In normal breathing, we inhale up to 500 ml of air, whereas in deep breathing, we can inhale 10 times to the normal breathing, that is 5000 ml of air. So more the oxygen, more the inhalation, more it is good for detoxification, because our body, our lungs, they provide a lot of oxygenated blood in the whole parts of the body, and it also strengthens the respiratory system of the body, and that results into increasing and enhancing the boosting of the immunity. Okay, like in corona time, now it is utmost necessary to boost up our immunity by strengthening our respiratory system. So again, sit in Gyan Mudra and start deep breathing. Inhale, first belly breathing, followed by chest breathing, followed by clavicular breathing. Exhale, contract the shoulder, contract the chest, contract the belly. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, come back. This deep breathing, if it is performed from 5 to 10 minutes, you will really feel vibrations in the body. You will feel something new in the body. Okay. Now Kapal Bhati, a word of caution. Those suffering from hypertension or cardiac issues, they should do it mildly, and it should be avoided in case of menstruation and pregnancy. And if you have been operated of any abdominal surgery, then you should wait for 1 year and start after the consultation of the yoga expert. So this is sitting state and active exhalation and passive inhalation. Inhalation is very shallow, short, whereas exhalation is with full stroke. Okay. Now, how is the normal breathing? We will first start with the normal exhalation, normal strokes, and then mild strokes for those hypertensive and cardiac issues people. Okay, like this. Come back. This is normal Kapalbhati. Now mild Kapalbhati. Okay. This is with the lesser speed and lesser force. Again, let us start with mild Kapalbhati. So this is mild Kapalbhati. Now Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Alternate nostril breathing. Place the left hand in Jnana Mudra like this, and right hand in Nasagra Mudra. Bend your first two fingers, place it near at the root of the two fingers, and place the right nostril on the block the right nostril with the thumb, and exhale completely first through left. Now inhale through left. Slow, deep and long breath. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Exhale through right. Continue Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Exhaling through left, please conclude Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Come back. This Anulom Vilom Pranayama is good for eliminating the stress and anxiety, controlling and curing the hypertension, taking if there is any sleeplessness like insomnia, it helps in that. And it provides emotional balance. If you are disturbed, then you can do the deep breathing and Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Immediately you will find confident, relaxed and balanced. Now, Brahmari Pranayama, humming bee breathing. This is the term taken from the humming bee. When humming bee goes near the flower to collect the nectar, it creates a humming sound like this. So this sound, when we close our eyes, ears, and we utter this sound, then there is a complete calmness in the mind. And this is very good for the people who are suffering from vertigo or any sort of a giddiness. And then doing this Brahmari Pranayama, say 20 to 30 times at one go, it helps in curing those vertigo and giddiness. Now place your first two fingers, place all the four fingers at the ears, blocking the eyes, and block your ears with the tip of the thumbs, and inhale, and first turn your tongue upward to touch the soft palate, and inhale, start humming 3 times. Come back, sit in Jnana Mudra and concentrate over your breath. Just visualize your breath. Watch your inhalation and exhalation process. In this meditative state, think of affirmations, messages to yourself, and take some determinations for your life. Whatever you want to achieve, determine accordingly, and your determination will be proved. Think of your health, think of your life, think of your personality, social relationship, and determine to be healthy, happy, and contented. Now inhale deeply. To conclude, start humming 3 times. With the folded hands, pray to the Almighty for giving us peace, happiness, health, and contentment in our life. Let the yoga should be a part of life. Let us learn yoga. Let us spread message of yoga in the humanity, in the society. Thank you. I hope you liked this session. If you have got some suggestions, please do write to us on our email pic.addisababa@mea.gov.in. We'll be happy to have your suggestions. And a word of advice to you that in addition to this yoga session, physical, mental, asana, pranayama, there is a two important concept of Maharishi Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. This is called Yam and Niyam. Yam is the social discipline, ethics, and Niyam are the personal disciplines. So follow those discipline, and another lecture, another session, we will take up the Yam and Niyam, and also and another one more session we will take up the healthy eating habits and nutritious diet, balanced diet, so that once the diet is sattvic, balanced, healthy, nutritious, it helps in our yoga practice, and we will be strong, immune, and always balanced in our work and more confident. Okay, thank you. Namaste. See you tomorrow.